students as possible, how to plan and structure lessons, how to run your business, accounting, DBS certification and health and safety, and much more. I'm going to hand over to Simon, who can speak more about becoming a teacher. So let me unshare my screen. Simon, the floor is yours.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Eduardo. That's very kind. As you can see, guys, I'm at home at the moment. I've got a selection of musical instruments behind me, but it's good to be virtually back at the UWL. It's been about a year since I've been down there, and we've spoken to a lot of you already, so you may recognize me from there. We've helped out a lot of guys that have been to the university in the past and probably still there. So it's really great to be back. But thank you very much, Eduardo, for inviting me down to speak. I'm going to hope you can hear me again. Yeah, if you've got any questions, what we'll do is that we'll talk about them at the end, just fire them off to Eduardo, and we'll go over it from there on. So what we're going to talk about today is really what it's like to teach. I've been doing it for a number of years now, so I thought I'd pass on some of that experience to you guys. Some of the positives and negatives of teaching, how I actually got into teaching in the first place. It might be a bit different from how you guys are going to get into it. What you'll need to know to be a teacher, what sort of money you can earn, that's always an important thing as well. How to make yourself legitimate, above board, make sure you're not breaking any laws or anything like that. And probably the most important thing, getting the students in. It's the most important part. No students, no money, so it's always important. So where do we start? Well, let's start with the negatives. Always start with the negatives of teaching. There are some negatives. Students will let you down from time to time. It does happen. Sometimes you're not teaching the genres and styles that you want to teach. Sometimes you have to work in the evenings, which isn't great, but you do have to do that. You also have to bear the bug of travel costs if you're traveling to people's houses. And the other thing, isn't always an instant success. Don't think you'll be a millionaire if you start becoming a music teacher today. So it's not always an instant success, but there are lots of positives to sort of make up for that. One of the nice positives I found is that I'm my own boss. I've not to answer to anyone else. I can take a holiday when I want to. I can teach when I want to. So it's a fantastic thing to do it in that way. Money-wise as well, there's some good money involved in it. We in the Musicians Union both say sort of between £30 and £35 an hour for teaching. So if you can get sort of 10 people a week, which isn't a lot, 10 hours worth a week, you know, you could be looking at £350 extra in your pocket. So that's always a nice one to have as well. You work from home. If you want to, and this day and age, obviously you can do it online. That's always handy. I can use all my resources here in my studio, which is great as well. And it means there's no travel cost. It's the cost of a light bulb, and that's virtually it. And people can come in back to bake, so that's quite good. And you're paid to play as well. Who doesn't want to do that? And obviously it can help with your playing, that you're playing all the time. So just why I teach, I'm going to briefly touch on it. I worked in IT for a lot of years. I was like a business consultant come sales marketing sort of person, helped set up a lot of divisions of big multinational companies here in the UK and abroad as well. So I had a very good knowledge of marketing, sales and IT, but I was really a musician and I wanted to play all the time, and I got made redundant. So I decided to create a teaching business where I would be teaching guitar predominantly. That's what I do, guitar and singing. So I set that up, and using my knowledge of IT, so websites, for example, and how to search engine optimize them, and then my sort of marketing knowledge about how to get students in, and how my business knowledge of how to set up business and make sure it was legitimate, I did really well. It didn't happen overnight. It took me about 6 to 8 months to really get there. However, I had a lot of success. I was up to, I think, 32 students per week on an individual one-on-one sort of basis within sort of 6 to 8 months, and I was charging £30 an hour. So you can get to understand that I was on pretty good money. I bought a new car, I bought a van, we moved into a bigger house, which was fantastic. It really worked well. And then a lot of the local teachers came to me and said, you know, how are you doing this? We charge less than you, and you're getting everyone in. So I basically helped them and create them a website and got them DBS checked and show them all the legalities and gave them lesson structures and help them get the students in as well, which is the big part. And they all did really well out of it. So we basically got a package together initially for guitar teachers that would help them out. And then we turned it into drums with my drum lessons, singing for vocals, which is my singing lessons, and then there was piano, keyboard, my keyboard lessons. So we had different sites where people can join up and they can get the full support on there. So that's why I teach. But what are you going to need if you want to start teaching? What should you consider? And this is from my opinion, and I'm sure some people wouldn't agree with this, but I think one of the most important things is the qualifications. And well done, you guys are already doing that, because this is why you're at university at the moment, hopefully doing the qualification side of it. So that's a really important thing. So whether it's even A levels or grades or diplomas, degrees, that sort of thing, that's always great. Don't forget the boring stuff as well. So getting yourself a DBS, a disclosure, that sort of stuff, doing your health and safety to make sure everything's legit. You want public liability insurance. You want to make sure you tell the council that you're now teaching, so you need to prepare your teaching room for that sort of stuff as well. You'll need copyright-free lessons. You can't sort of copy out of books and give them out. So you need to write your own lessons, lesson plans, lesson structures, which I'm sure you're all aware how to do that. And getting the students in, that is the thing that really does take the time up, and that is really difficult. So you'll need a professional looking website. I mean, we're lucky enough that we own the website name My Guitar Lessons or My Singing Lessons, My Keyboard Lessons or My Drum Lessons, so people will come straight into that. But if you can get a decent URL, which might cost you a fair bit of money, and then build a website up that changes on a regular basis, that will certainly help get you up there or thereabouts. And other things like, you know, business cards and flyers and posters and those sort of things are really useful getting the students in from there on. I've also found that setting up things like Facebook groups around your teaching is always great. So putting videos on there on a regular basis, photos, giving away free lessons on there, that sort of thing. You can do the same thing with lots of other websites. There's Gumtree, which is a great one, Google Business, which is a great one, free ads, Friday ads, what else do we use, Nextdoor. There's loads of them. Get yourself out there, expose yourself as much as you can. Just because you've got your own website doesn't mean to say that other people won't find you elsewhere on there. Google AdWords, Facebook do advertising, Gumtree do advertising. They do cost, it can be really expensive. We've helped out a lot of our teachers in the past, showing them how to do it. In fact, we do it for a lot of our teachers as well, so that can really help. Local publications, you get something through the door locally, people are going to be looking at that, so yeah, worth getting something in there as well. Again, we've helped out a lot of teachers with that, where we've given them artwork and our designs and our logos for that sort of thing. Talk to your friends and family, give them an offer, give them a half price first lesson or something if they pass on your details to other people. If you give them your business cards, they can give that out. Talk to local schools, colleges, universities. We work with a lot of agencies as well, so we can get our teachers into those should they want to teach in those sort of places. Reciprocal offers with music stores, that sort of thing as well. So, you know, if they send you a student, you'll make sure the student goes back to buy drumsticks, strings for guitars, piano stools, microphones, PAs, that sort of stuff in there as well. So there's loads of ideas. I'm really not got the time to go into them all. When you do join up with us, you get a booklet and it gives you ideas where other teachers have told us, oh, we've done this or done that, and it's really worked well for them. So finally, let's just talk about what we do, become a music teacher. You can probably see the logo on there. I mean, the main sort of things is that we make sure that you are legal, legitimate, and able to do business, that sort of side of it, through to the lessons themselves. We've got lessons, lesson plans, lesson structures on there. And getting the students in, we're really good at doing that. We've got a marketing team, and their job is to get you in as many local students as they possibly can. And the nice thing at the moment for you guys is that until the end of this month, we are doing a 50% reduction, but just for you guys, nobody else. So don't go telling too many people. So if you want to take that out and you do want to join up with us, then check the website out first. Edwin has got a slide which you can get off this presentation. But if you want to go through it, you either go to becomeamusicteacher.com, pretty easy to remember, and then click on Become a Music Teacher at the top, and it will give you all the different disciplines. Or you can go straight to the website. You've got myguitarlessons.co.uk for guitarists and bassists, mydrumlessons.co.uk for drummers, percussionists, mykeyboardlessons.co.uk for pianists, keyboard players, synth players, and the other one is, and you forgot it, mysinginglessons.co.uk for vocalists, singers. Go into there. There's a little tab at the top that says Teach Singing, Teach Guitar. guitar, whatever you want on there. Click into that and it takes you through from there on. So I think that's enough of me rambling on. I will return the floor to Eduardo. So Eduardo, yeah, have we had any questions come in at all?
We have actually. We've got a nice question. And I think it's valid, definitely, for sure. It's how do you market yourself online to particular demographics, i.e., young females who want to learn the guitar? I've come across a few girls who want to have lessons but don't feel comfortable having one-to-one lessons from guys. So, yeah, I mean,
that often comes up, and we do have a good amount of female teachers on board with us. Now, when we market those, we did a lot of market research when we set the business up, and we continue to do this, and we found that that the right people that we found a target was young teenagers. And the reason being is that they're at school, they've got a bit more time than people that are working generally. They've usually got fairly affluent parents, so they've got slightly more money to throw it at than somebody who hasn't. If you're after females on there, then what we do is that we make it very clear and apparent on any of the marketing we do that you are a female teacher, but we don't just market you purely at females themselves, because that limits the market by 50% then. So, you know, we want to look at both on there. But yeah, just to make it really clear that you are a female teacher and that you obviously take on females and males to do that is all that you need to do. And when we get them through, if somebody asks for a female teacher, we'll pass them on to our female teachers or the most local ones. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah. I mean, also, like, in terms of, like, if I'm starting, let's say I'm starting out teaching, what would be the first point of call, actually? If I'm starting out becoming delivering lessons, Simon, what would your recommendation be? What's the first thing that I'll need to do to start the process, at least?
Well, the start of the process would come on board with us. So go to our websites, have a check of our websites, read them thoroughly first of all. If you're going to do it by yourselves on there, make sure that you're above board and legal. So I would speak to the council about making sure that they understand that, you know, because there's things like business rates and stuff like that they need to go through. Certainly the tax office as well. You need to do that within 3 months of doing your first amount of business. It is really easy to do, but we'll show you how to do that. So make sure that you're legal, you've done health and safety checks and stuff like that. You don't want to get fingers, but you have public liability insurance, which can show you how to get that should you want to. Once you've done all that side of it, then it's about marketing yourself, because you know you're only you can have everything set up, but without any students it's pointless doing it. It's irrelevant because you're not going to make any money from doing it. And it's the marketing side that we are really focused on. And I've been through a lot of the things, so if you watch the presentation back you will hear what I said, but 86% of our students come through our actual website. You know, we're quite dominant out there, but we're also not blinking enough to think people only look at our website. So we will share that information as widely as we possibly can. A lot of that is paid advertising that we pay for our teachers to get them out there to local places, but there are some freebie things as well that we also do. But yeah, we will do that all for you. So if you can do it yourself, you know, you'll probably give yourself like a 6-month head start on where you were if you come on board with us, but you can do it all yourself. So I don't think you have to come along and do it with us. And if you've got any questions, you can always give me a call. Eduardo will give you my number. I think it's on the presentation at the end. Please give me a call or send me an email, info@becomeamusicteacher.com, and I should be able to go into a bit more depth and detail with you should you want to do it. Eduardo, any more questions?
Yeah, no, there isn't any more questions, but guys, if you guys want to ask Simon, this is your chance. By all means, let me just see if there's any other. Yeah, I mean, I absolutely support you, Simon. I've got your email address and your phone number, which you've actually kindly. I'll share it it's in this presentation, and I've also got the different locations for, say, guitar teacher, singing teacher, keyboard, piano teacher, drum teacher. I've got all those links there in the presentation itself. So for all you guys who are looking for specific specialities, it's there for you. The floor is yours, guys. Have you got any questions? Do you want to feel free to raise your hand, maybe, if you want to speak? No?
No, well, okay. Well, just to sort of counteract that, if you are interested in teaching with us, then you can join up on the website. I think it's worth coming to speak to us on the phone first, so we can get an idea of where you are and what you're doing and what you're planning to do in the future, and then we can sort of then give you advice and support around either the package that you take with us, or if you're going to do it yourself, you know, what sort of things you need to do, so we can help and support you with that as well. And if you do speak to us, like I say, there's some money off vouchers and stuff like that, which will help you at the moment. So yeah, please get in touch. Edward will give you my phone number and email address. You can get in touch with us either way. And yeah, hopefully we can speak to some of you guys soon.
Before you go, Simon, actually Maggie's here.
Maggie.
Margaret Dankwa. Margaret?
Hi, Simon. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, thanks for the useful advice. I have a quick question about any advice you can offer regarding public liability insurance. What should people be looking out for?
Yeah, well, I did my certificate off the side. I've got it up the side at the moment. Mine covers me up to £10 million. Can you believe that? £10 million. And what that's really useful for is that, you know, if somebody trips over a lead or guitar or anything like that and goes and does themselves some damage, they have got every right to go turn around and sue you. So it is worth doing that. Now, there's a few different ways to do it. We have our own public liability provider that we go through, an insurance company, or if you're a member of the musicians union, they can sort that out. In fact, I think that's part of their group at the moment. And I know music teachers been able to get their offer for £1 at the moment, so it's well worth sort of taking it on for the first 6 months. So I at the moment, the cheaper way to do it is through the MU. If you can join up on that, if you tell them you're a teacher, then they can provide that for you as part of their package. So that was what I would advise, and that's a very good package. So yes, join the MU is the answer to that.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, it's been great having you on board, Simon. I mean, we've known Simon. Well, I've speaking with colleagues. You know, you've worked with us quite. You have engaged with our students, worked with us for a number of years now, and you do come to our regular fairs. So, if you don't get a chance, if you haven't got a question today, you've got his email address, phone number. I'm sure you see Simon around at other fairs. You were at the Creative Industries Fair a few weeks back online. So Simon's around, and you know, it's great to have your support as well. So thank you for coming today, Simon.
Yeah, and it's always a pleasure to speak to musicians as well. Me being one, you know, I'm usually out on the road doing stuff and sessions and stuff, and obviously things have gone a bit pear-shaped at the moment. So I'm always happy, particularly guitar-wise, because that's what I am, and vocalist. But you know, you feel free, give me a buzz if there's anything you want to talk about. That would be really cool.